Happy Independence Day if you're in America. And actually, happy Independence Day if you're not in America also. My name is Ari. I am the founder of the Handshake Economy, and I thought it was fitting to kick this off today on Independence Day because the Handshake Economy is about giving you independence. The Handshake Economy is where people buy from you and not some faceless funnel, where you can look your customer in the eye and seal the deal with a handshake. So today I'd like to talk to you about kicking off your independence with a handshake business. So last week, I sold about $758 at our local farmer's market in 3 hours, which comes to about $250 an hour. You can do something similar. But today, I'm only going to break down half of that business and show you how it works with lemonade, how you can build an adult lemonade stand and make a couple $100 in a day or an afternoon selling something with pretty good margins that's pretty easy to set up and that you could start today. Now, here's the caveat. Most people or business gurus out there are going to try to sell you some scalable model where you could build some SaaS product or digital product where you're going to make $1 million. That's not this. You're not going to make $1 million selling lemonade, but you can pay your mortgage or buy your next family's vacation. So let's get into it. So in setting up the lemonade stand, there are a few considerations you have to have. And one of them is the cost of goods. So to break this down for you, I want to talk to you about the cost of goods that you could expect to see, the margins that you could expect to get, and how this ultimately works out. So, I went to the grocery store last week to buy lemons. You can find lemons anywhere between, let's say, 30 to 40 cents at the very low end, all the way up to above $1. The catch is, and the lesson I learned, is that lemons matter. So last week I had to buy organic lemons at 81 cents a lemon. So I bought 6 bags of lemons. Each bag had about 7 lemons. But that gives you about 42 lemons at 81 cents a lemon. Then you have the container. The container that we use looks something like this. And since I'm spilling the tea today, I thought it was only fitting that I would drink tea out of this cup. You'll notice that I branded the cup Laid Off Dad Lemonade. So I own 3 handshake businesses. I own Laid Off Dad Kettle Corn, which is a popcorn and kettle corn business. I own Deborah Ann Does Donuts, which is a hot, fresh, made-to-order mini donut business. And as a part of that, we sell lemonade also. And so we branded it Laid Off Dad Lemonade. So the cups with their lids are about 33 cents per container, okay? So the sugar that we add, we make our own simple sugar, which is 1 part sugar. So 1 cup sugar to 1 cup water, and you mix those together. And that comes out to about 10 cents a lemonade. The straws we put in those cups, they're this brand, they are about 3 cents a straw per lemonade. So all in, your cost of goods sold, which is COGS in business speak, cost of goods sold is $1.52 per lemonade. You have 42 lemons. So your cost of goods, if you take $1.52 and you multiply that by 42, it's $63.84. That's your cost of goods sold. We sell our lemonades in this cup for $7 all day long. Okay, people buy them all day long, very little resistance. You could probably charge a little more in some areas. In some places, we charge a little bit less. But 42 lemons at $7 is $294 gross. If you subtract your cost of goods sold, which was $63.84, you're at $230.16 just in lemonades. That's a 78% profit margin. So that's pretty good. Now, the cool thing about it is, are you going to become rich selling lemonade? No, probably not. But what you will do is give you the freedom to do things. So I want you to consider this. If you were making $300 a day and you worked just 10 days a month, you've just paid a $3,000 mortgage, or you've paid for a family vacation. And that's 10 days a month working very part-time. That is the independence that a handshake business gives you. That is what you can get from starting something on your own. Now, there are a lot of different handshake businesses. A handshake business, as I said, is where people buy from you and not some faceless funnel. A handshake business could be lemonade. It could be popcorn. It could be baked goods. It could be roasted nuts that you make at home. It could be Rice Krispie treats. A handshake business could be anything that you want to sell to others face to face in an analog environment. What's really interesting is we got our start in handshake businesses selling candles through a small candle company called the Tantric Candle Company. And even that business on its bad days was making $200 to $300 a day at a farmer's market. Now on an average farmer's market, if we bring out kettle corn, donuts, and lemonade, we can make over $1,000 in 3 hours. That's not too shabby. And so this is my gift to you on this Independence Day, on my soft launch of the Handshake Economy. I'm giving you your independence, or at least the path to your independence. And so for that, I would say Happy Independence Day to you.